Thanks for joining me today at Fairfax Pilates. I'm Brittany, and I'll be taking you through today's workout, which is 20 minutes of Pilates for low back health and strength. So I have a lot of clients who come in and need to warm up properly on their low backs before we start getting into action, and that's what this 20-minute workout is going to guide you through today. So go ahead and get yourselves ready to work on the tower or the Cadillac, and let's begin. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is begin with our roll down bar. Have a seat, nice and tall, posture, knees generously bent, and begin to slowly articulate the spine down from the tail all the way to the top, concentrating on that intentional sequencing. Once you're down flat, begin with a head nod and slowly round through the spine as you return upright to a seated position. Let's do that again. So we're going to keep the shoulders off the ears as we scoop through the tail, flexing through the spine and making our way all the way down once we get down to our back flat, and we'll hold still. Let's do some rolls of the shoulders here. So scapula circles, just either direction, but really just feel the resistance of the roll down bar against the upper back, maintaining steadiness through all the other parts. We're going to head nod and then slow roll our way back up to that seated position where we started. Now we're going to introduce some extension. Let's begin the same by articulating through the spine from the low back down all the way until we find ourselves on our backs. Then with a soft elbow and an extended thoracic spine, we float our way back up to a seated posture. Perfect. That feels so nice. Go ahead and curve over the legs, and then from here we're going to reverse it, floating up and back, aiming to touch the shoulder blades to the mat first. Then we melt down, head nod, and begin to roll our way back up to a seated start position. Good. All right, now taking one hand into the center of the bar, we're going to lay all the way down onto our side and get this beautiful lateral stretch. So one hand just anchors to the edge of the mat, and then take the same leg over so that we create this curve like a banana, feet and a hand on the same side of the Cadillac. And just breathe and just enjoy the stretch here. This lateral flexion is so critical for low back strength and health. Undo the foot, let the arm lead our way, returning slowly back up to that seated position. Of course, doing that on the same thing on the opposite side. So you have that articulation through the spine. One arm reaches above the head and over to the side. So in this case, that was my right arm, and so now my right foot will connect and hook on the left. Just breathe. So the arm holding the bar, we're going to keep pulling the shoulder blade down so it's not protracted here, and we're just breathing into the side body. Take a few cycles of breath here. And just really feel the length through our trunk of our body. And then we're letting the foot go back to the bar, reaching the hand around and returning up nice and easy until we find our way to the top. Let the legs stretch on either side of the mat, and then simply lean forward to open up the lower back and the hips. Okay, and then from there, we're going to turn around and we're going to use our push through bar. Let's connect one of the springs from above, and we're going to have a seat with our feet up against the vertical frame for saw. One hand in line with its shoulder, and then the opposite hand just stretches out. You go for length here, and then come around underneath and drive the right arm up. Inhaling, we're taking that left arm as way back as we can, creating as length of the rib cage. And then with our breath, bring the arm around, reaching for the frame and actively pressing the arm up. Now, soften those knees if that feels better on your lower back. Allows more mobility when our knees are bent. Let's do one more here, third and final time. Really dropping the right shoulder down, reaching through the left fingertips overhead, and then bringing the left hand around towards the right foot. Knees bent, driving the right arm up, aiming for full spine rotation. And we'll do that, of course, on the left. So left hand to the bar, reaching the right hand behind you and lengthening out to the side, both feet still connected to the vertical frame. And then from here, we're taking that hand around and underneath, reaching for the frame, and then again driving the left arm up, bending the knees here if that feels better on the low back. Usually it does. Okay, we're going to do 3 on this side as well. As we reach back, draw the left shoulder down and away from the ear. You have the option of placing the hand behind the head and feeling that stretch a little bit more through the tricep and the lat if that feels better. And then we push up. You may need to bend those knees more and more generously as you go through to really get that full opening through the lower area of the spine. Last one, reaching back and away. And then from there, with that exhale breath, bring it around underneath towards the frame, and then driving the left arm up, really feeling the traction across the shoulders. Everything on the back needs to stretch to make it feel healthy and good. We're going to turn around on our backs for a thoracic rotation. Let's place our right hand behind our head with the left arm on the bar, knees are bent, hip distance. We're crunching up towards the right elbow and then flattening the shoulders. The pants don't move here. You're simply rotating toward the right elbow and then back down. Exhale, we're up and across. So depending on how many you need and how good this feels, you can change the number of repetitions. Today we're going to do 5. Exhale up one more time, and then lay yourselves flat down, switching the hands. Left hand behind the head, so that means we're rotating left. You just let your elbow rest on the mat, and you're just flexing up and rotating, clearing the right shoulder blade off the mat, reaching for the left elbow. Exhale up and across. And then slowly take your way right back down. Exhale as we support the head, flexing over toward the side. Notice the still parts of our body. We're not rotating the pelvis here. We're keeping the legs still. And then all the way back down. Both hands to the bar for some sit-up preps, leaving the knees as is. We're simply crunching up as we press the arms up and lower back down. So we're simply rolling through the lower back here on repeat. Small range crunches. Exhale on the way up, inhale down. Concentrate on the mobility of the back. Now scooch back a little and let's flip the hands to an underhanded grip. Elbows will be a little soft here, and we're going to flex up just enough to get into that place that's hard to stay. And then we're sliding out the legs in alternating pattern. Meanwhile, we've got a nice curve of the lower back, protected by pelvic floor muscles. And then both feet in, and then we're just doing these small pulse-like movement, lowering down and then crunching, and lower and crunch, tilting the pelvis under and backward as we roll backward. And then let's sit all the way up and stretch forward over those feet and lengthen. Relax the quads, relax your face, and simply stretch forward. A lot about warming up the back is really in the stretch. All right, we're turning around here prone for a swan. Let's extend the arms straight out, starting with the bar between the vertical frame. The feet are at the width of the mat. And from here, with straight arms, we're going to rise up through the upper body and then exhale to return. Try to release the glutes here and concentrate mainly on just the upper thoracic spine, doing a lot of this work here. We're lifting on the inhale breath, and then we're exhaling to return back toward the mat. Inhale, sliding the shoulders down, and then exhale to lower down. Now, bending the elbows and pressing. We've got a slight hover here, so we're working through the thoracic spine, and then we're just getting the mobility of the shoulders. All right, legs are going to be lifting. You can go through a swim here, concentrating on keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. And then we're going to just go over, under, over, under, over, under. So just play with the leg movement. We're keeping the hips and the pubic bone anchored, bending the knees, and then squeeze up, squeeze up. The still parts of our body are the most important part here. Squeeze those feet only when the rest of you is still. All right, and then laying prone, we are simply pressing the bar forward and pulling it towards us while arms are straight for elevation and depression of the shoulders. Elevate, shrugging the shoulders and then depressing them down. Let's take the bar to the top and shift back into a little shell stretch here. And just breathe. Let's find a 4-point position and go right into a bird dog. Opposite arm and leg. Now, bending the knee and elbow, I want you to really go for a flexion in the spine as you pull the knee and the arm under you. And then reach. Exhale to pull under. And then inhale to lengthen. And pull. And reach. And 5. And send the leg out. 6. And reach. 7, finding just that neutral spine on that table. One more time, reaching out, and then we're going to place our hand and knee down. Stretching in between if needed. And then we're going to come back to that table position here, opposite arm and leg. Here we go. Bending the elbow, knee, flex, and send it out. Pull it in, and reach. 3, and reach. 4, yes, 5, and 6, 7, and last one. And then just go ahead and put the hand and the knee down. Take a nice little shell stretch here, weight shifting back. I love to curl the toes under, so you push back, you stretch the feet as well. All right, let's use that same push-through bar, coming a little closer here from a kneeling position for cat. Pressing the arms down, lead with the head, rounding through the spine as we press the bar to or through the vertical frame. Drop into extension if available, and then scoop under from the tail and rise up to standing. Flexing forward, diving down, pushing the arms long but not shrugging the shoulders, and tuck the hips under and restack the body tail to top. Let's do that again. Flexing down we go. And then really slowly trying not to weight shift backward as you rebuild the spine up. Now we're going to add a little something here. So staying forward, we're simply adding a chest press. So lots of emphasis on the non-moving parts. Again, let's shift to single hand. One arm on the bar. Well, we've got a nice hip hinge here. Exhale to press. 6. And now we're changing. And bend. 1, 2. Good. 3, 4. Keep your balance. 5, 6. And then flexing down and sink into that stretch, opening those hips. And roll your way up. Now, let's set the leg back. So we had that hinge going, and we're going to draw like a little rainbow using the edge of the mat as a guide. Tap and other side tap. Tap left, tap right. Rainbow here. We're going to get 8 of the rainbows. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Back is neutral. Tap. And bring it in, rounding through the spine, rebuild. We know what's coming here. So we're sending the body forward, find the flat back, leg is out, shoulders are down. We tap and across, and 2, and back, and 3. Good, so the non-moving parts are the most important. Keep your waist in, keep your shoulders down, and just keep tapping side and side. Rainbow and return. Rainbow and return. 8 of those, and roll our way to the top. All right, sliding down. That's my favorite part. We're going to do some bridges here. So think hip rolls. Tuck those hips under, articulate through the spine. Meanwhile, drive through the push through bar down and then roll down. This is much like the breathing exercise. So you're pressing the bar down simultaneously while lifting the hips up. Don't forget the articulation of the spine as we move up and down with the hips. Exhale, we press. and then melt our way back to the mat. Go ahead and come up here for crunches. Keeping those feet in close really feels like that bar isn't helping you. You're just keeping that tight shape where you're getting a lot of mobility in the lower back here with our feet bent. If you're having trouble doing any of these kinds of crunches, check out the How to Do Roll-Ups video. Walks you through a lot of hip and low back mobility exercises, so roll-ups are possible. All right, here we go, sitting sideways. We're gonna do Mermaid. Tall posture. Use your lats. We're gonna pull the bar down and then slow rising up. Pull and press. I know it doesn't look like we're doing much, but if you're doing this along with me, you feel those lats and that oblique really working. Lean to the side, stretch, and then slowly return upright and let the arm come up. Bend, push the arm, lateral flexion. Let's keep both hip bones anchored here and really just encourage a lengthening of the oblique. Pull it down, lean over, sideways flexion. Now you can stay here, you can turn and separate the hands, but put both hands on the bar, hold. Now the right hand, or the furthest in the back, is pushing, and the left hand in the front is tractioning by pulling. Feel the openness in your scapula in the back. Untwist and come up the way you went in. Now leaning up and over to the right to stretch out the right side of the waist. Other side. First, we're sitting upright. We're going to pull the left hand down and push the bar down and let it slowly go up. Notice the difference in your strength from your right to your left. We want to feel work even as we're just sitting here doing this lateral extension here with that arm. And now we laterally flex left. Get the length. Slowly rebuild your way back up to a tall posture, and arm returns up. Pull, push the arm, lateral flexion. Be mindful of the left shoulder here. Slow rising back up and releasing the arm at the top. And again, we go over. And now we take that arm, you can put it on the bar, spacing the hands apart. Now the hand in the back is the pushing arm. The hand near the front is pulling, and we have both butt cheeks down, so we get that lovely traction through the upper back. Untwist, out the way you went in, and now we're leaning to the left, pressing the bar up as we go to open up the lats and the underarms there on our left side. From here, we're going to change gears completely, and we're going to use the leg springs. If you've got a ball, grab it, and we're going to lay on our backs with our head towards the leg springs. And let's extend our left leg out, put the ball right on top, so we have a little balance element happening. Right foot in the strap, support your body by reaching the hands above the head. We're lifting the leg, and then exhale, pressing. So the leg and springs are very intuitive. We just go up and down. Tighten up your tummy. Find stability in the rest of the body. We're going to do 8. Inhale up, exhale down. One more. Lift and lower. Now flex the knee and then press forward. Think bend and stretch and a lateral turnout. Flex in, point and push out. Again, the leg on the ball, very still, very strong. Bend in and press. Yep, bending in and then exhale, driving out. We'll do a circle, up, out, and around. Only make the circle as large as you don't feel like it tips your body off center and your leg is able to stay on the stability ball down below. Now, why do we do this kind of leg work? Because anything attached to your pelvis will open up and strengthen and stretch the lower back. So I always do lots of legs as we warm up the lower back. Lots of rotation, lateral flexion, and mobility of the hips. All right, we're going to take that foot out of the strap Hug it in towards the chest for a low back stretch that is passive. It'll also get the hip flexor. And then let's take it across the body. If you hold on to the uprights, you'll feel a bit more stability without fearing that you will fall off. And then once you've enjoyed that stretch as much as you need, let's change sides. So the right leg on the ball, left foot in the leg spring, arms above the head against the vertical frame. Okay, and then we're gonna press down. Straight up and down. Inhale, the leg goes up. Exhale, we press down. Meanwhile, there's this constant pressure of the right leg driving gently but firmly into the ball, keeping the abdominals engaged, the low back pressing gently into the mat, the ribs heavy into the mat. Find stillness in the torso. Exhale as we press down. Bending in, point and push. We are lateral here to get a different angle through the pelvis. Bend in, push out, breathe out. And reach with the legs. Flex it in, point and push. Bend in, point and push. So that signaling there from the brain is important. So dorsiflex when you bend in and plantar as you push. Let's go through some circles up, out, and around. Really feeling that connection to the obliques as your leg goes wider than the body. The leg on the ball is going to feel like it wants to roll around, but not you. You're strong and you're holding it firmly down. Up on the inhale, exhale to circle around and return. Up, exhale around and return. All right, we're going to take the foot out of the strap and repeat that spine twist stretch on this side. Hug the knee into the chest, reaching the right leg out. Hold it there just for a moment and breathe. Relax your face, your throat, and your shoulders. And then we're going to take it across for a spine twist. Holding on, optional but encouraged. I would keep the knee bent here as it opens up more in the low back. All right, wide feet, soft knees, gentle rocking left and right for happy baby. This one gives you a wonderful massage through the lower back. And now let's just wrap it up here with some rolling like a ball. We are going for fluidity. So notice how rounded your low back feels. Rolling back and forth. We're going to get 8 rolling like a ball. And then stretch all the way forward, reaching forward, grabbing through the feet. Relax the quads, the neck, the shoulders, and everything in between. All right, and you are going to feel amazing here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you're able to use this routine for yourselves or your clients. If you liked what you saw today, please leave me a comment and share with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks everybody for watching and have an amazing day.